All right. In the by Kenemunu, Sinunkoye Chinya Zeluno, no kon ezigbo nwaafọ Igbo amụchala amụcha. Emakana si na mụ kanya bụrụ nwoke. Okay, Lugo, you get a video where I will drop for you. That's the video playing on your screen. Calm down. You need to listen to that video. This video on your screen, you need to pay attention. So if you are doing anything, you're in a kitchen nation, if you're a woman cooking in the kitchen, kindly don't play the video. Just finish your cooking, everything. Do your check, do road, on a porala. Get this video, watch. Where can you feel this man? Drop a comment on the comment section. I don't know if you are getting it, just on the comment section, drop a comment there. I will also come back to comment on the video too. Just pay rapt attention. Watch along this video. Watch along the video.
In the characteristic manner of President Buhari, who I have always said never liked the Igbos. They had this ancient hatred, I have always said so, against the Igbos. So he kept him there until he left office. President Buhari never liked the Igbo people. He was just using takia on those who were coming around him. You know what is takia? Deceiving. There was no reason for Nnamdi Kanu to still be in detention till now. I've said this severally, and I don't want to be commenting on it regularly. That was why I suggested that if it is getting difficult to release Nnamdi Kanu, bring him to Eagle Square, use him for barbecue. Let the haters of Igbos and those who hated Nnamdi Kanu come and take a pinch of his flesh. Eat it, so that matter will be closed permanently. But I think what we can do is to encourage President Tinubu to have the courage to release Nnamdi Kanu. He didn't put him there. The law is on his side. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, Simon Ekpa will disappear. Because nature abhors a vacuum. That was why Simon Ekpa moved in. Whether he was with them or he was not with them, the people started listening to him. If the boss, when the cat is away from the house, the mouse will take over the house. Release Nnamdi Kanu today, you will never hear about Simon Ekpa again. Because all those listening to him will now go back to the original master. If Nnamdi Kanu comes today, if he's released today, this sit at home will stop. If he comes today, nobody will go and start killing people, releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody will just get to the road and start shooting people. Killing of policemen on the streets will disappear. Because Nnamdi Kanu will not be in charge. I tell them, tarry a while. Let us discuss. And they would listen to him. I told President Buhari, when he was in office, that there is no politician in Nigeria, living or dead, that commanded or commands the followership of Nnamdi Kanu without Nnamdi Kanu putting one kobo. No politician. But they were following him. So I told President Buhari, based on this, the person you should do business with is Nnamdi Kanu. Open the door for discussion. That was 2 years of him being in office as president, or 3 years. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, all these things will disappear. Simon Ekpa will go to oblivion. So that's why I'm not bothered about. Bring Simon Ekpa, lock him, start trying him. Nnamdi Kanu is still there. We will be back to square one. Release Nnamdi Kanu, Mr. President. Have the courage to release him today. All this insecurity, all these killings, You get to a station, you start shooting policemen, start shooting soldiers, they will disappear to oblivion. The man has said this several, leaving from detention, that he did not order all these things, that he cannot be killing people that he has been fighting for. And don't forget, this is started with importation of insecurity in the southeast by strangers. It was done by non-Igbos when the correctional center in Owerri was attacked. Prisoners released. We alerted. So that was when, because most of the people involved were not people from that part of the country. We said, okay, this thing is an importation. Oh. This thing did not come from the people because it is not part of us. What did they do? They started recruiting orchards, uneducated people, people without skills. Introduced drugs into them, started arming them. That's how now you started seeing Igbos doing the operation on behalf of certain people. They don't want the Southeast to be stable. Southeast must be portrayed and shown to Nigerians and the world that they cannot govern themselves. The place is not peaceful. These things were imported. There is no part of the country that is peaceful, that have cohesion, like the people from the Southeast. When they want to do anything, they sit down and do it. So it was this importation of terrorism in the Southeast that is the basis for all we are having today.
All right. Welcome back, my people. You don't watch that video. I know that definitely Nipero wrapped attention to what that man was saying. Asịwakwa m kwuwe maka na ya bụ uche onye adịghị njọ. Ụfọdụ ajụbago m ajụjụ na-asị m kedu ife m ji asụzi Igbo. Wee na-asị fada time onye na-amala ebe mmiri bidoro mabịa na ya bụ onye ama makwana ebe ya bụ mmiri nọ wee kwụsị. Ọ bụrụ m ya ndị na Igbo people, even what is happening to them today is when they lost their tradition. I'm not talking about Ibera or something like that. Tradition and do Igbo people's way of life. I'm talking about Igbo's way of life. It's not even about what they worship. That's a religion. But when we talk about tradition, it's the people's ways of life. That's when you see things like the way these people live their life, the way they train their children. Ndi Igbo has 100% in training children. It is only in an Igbo that you give birth, another person will send your child for an errand. Zenwa gozi or majenya. Maka na ndị Igbo kwere sị gị na ofu onye ada azụ nwa. But at a time, Igbo people started losing some of these treasures. They never knew that these were treasures handed down to them by their ancestors, even though the Igbo tradition were not recorded, but there is what we call informal education. Ife site n'aka megịnị felụ n'aka. Omenala ndị Igbo si n'aka ndị felụ n'aka ndị. Aka ndị Igbo ji atụ sị na nwa ewu rudata na omegịnị ọnwa n'ala. That's how Igbo people hand over their tradition, their thoughts to their children, even their belief. It is not written in any paper, but any child that is around, they use that child as a tool. Even everybody in this family, they must learn. But you know that in this present generation, a lot of things have started changing, People have lost interest in their culture, even in their language. I think this thing started around the early 90s or the late 90s. When English, some private schools started coming in Igbo, bringing their ways of teaching. You see some private schools speaking English. They say somebody's child is in one private school like that. They are speaking English. From there, I was in school then. That was the late 90s. We started hearing something like no vernacular in the class. That was when the Igbo people lost it. When we started hearing things like no vernacular in the class. And that was when we lost it as ndị Igbo. People like Chidon Achebe that went to school, I think in the 70s and the 60s, there were a mix of Igbo and English language. As only Igbo ga na-asụzi Igbo na-asụ ezigbo Igbo. But we lost it at that particular point when our educational system started pressurizing the children on speaking English. And we never know that it was a tactic to divide in the Igbo. But go to the Yorubans, they speak their language. Go to the Hausas, they speak their language. Even the Tiv, the Efiks, they maintain their culture. It was only in the Igbo who drifted because they were enticed with the Western life. Once people started bringing in things like British University, American University, all those things, we had our culture. That's where you now go to a school, you find out that they don't even flog children there. Even the Bible tells you, it says, spare the rod and spoil the child. But all those things, we did not even know about. Our ancestors did not know about it. They never read this somewhere. But it was their lifestyle, their tradition of that Ofonya da Zonwa. That is to say, if you see my child doing something, why I'm not there, try and caution him. If it calls for flogging, do it immediately. That was how the Igbo were training their children. I remember those days of being everybody's child, going for everybody, every single person. I remember. And your parents will not restrict you from doing that because that's the tradition of Ndi Igbo. When I say Kenemono, yeah.